Is going on, LEGO Maniacs? It's Tyler Lego Guy here, and today we're doing the very first Lord of the Rings set slash the Hobbit set ever, and I'm just gonna say this right now, this is my favorite Hobbit set they ever made out of the entire Old Waves. We're gonna get into exactly why. I just think this set is fantastic, and the set we're looking at is an Unexpected Gathering. That set 79003 had 652 pieces, 6 minifigs, retailed for $70 US, came out in 2012, and believe it or not, this set's retailing for 136 new or 96 old, and I actually thought it'd be worth more than that. So if you guys get a chance, definitely pick this one up. It's honestly, it's really great, but we're gonna get into the details why. Normally we do a Star Wars set on Tuesday, but I'm flipping it up and getting into some other themes, so hopefully you guys like that. But enough talk, let's get right into it. Well, to begin, let's give you guys a 360 view of this set. So we'll just get the minifigs out of the way. 6 great minifigs. So here we have the Hobbit hole. Very nice looking. We're gonna get into all these little details. There's so many little details in this set. I mean, this may be one of the most detailed, jam-packed sets I've ever reviewed or honestly ever seen. So yeah, just fantastic looking. It perfectly basically gives you a good review of what a Hobbit hole should look like. So right from the front, we'll just point out a couple key factors that are found in this. So first off, I just wanted to center in on the Hobbit door. So great looking. As I tipped that over, pieces fell. And you can very easily just open it up and it leads to the entire inside of the Hobbit hole. So really nice looking. Moving on, as you guys can see, there's the little, basically they're carrots, which is awesome. There's flowers throughout. There's a little bench with a nice little, basically wood detailing. That is a sticker, unfortunately, but I'm not complaining. All the stickers, the more the better if they're gonna add details. If they're not gonna give us printed pieces, I'll take the stickers any day. And then as you can see, there's a nice little, basically basket of his produce. So there's the carrots, there's the apple. There's one of those old kind of cactus pieces. This was one of the first times I saw this again in like years. Then as you guys can see, there's nice little windows, a nice little lamp. So just great looking. Up here you can see that there's a fireplace, obviously, since there's a chimney. There's a little tree growing on top, so it just does a very good job at basically just replicating this. And then as you guys can see, there's little windows on each side. So very nice looking with little flowers in the front. Now moving into the inside, so you open that big door up, and there is so many areas that we're gonna center in on here. So many little pieces that add detail. So what we're gonna do first off is I'll just show you guys the far, basically left of the Hobbit hole. So very nice looking little, it looks like he has little potions. There's a nice little sword there. Then moving on, there is obviously a chest with a shovel. So what we're gonna do now is I'm just gonna center in on some very little detailed pieces. So as you guys can see, that says Mickwood. So if you guys are fans of the movie, you're gonna know all about that. Here's another piece. It's just out of focus because it's showing on detailed little pieces. The Shire. You guys know Bilbo Baggins. He was a story writer, so he drew maps and all this other stuff. Here's another. It says the Desolation of Smog. It's so small I had to really like zoom in with my eyes. But very nice looking. They are stickers, unfortunately, but again, I'm not complaining. Here's a nice little book. We're gonna get into that area. We're gonna go section by section, but I just wanna get some of these printed pieces out of the way. Not printed pieces, sticker pieces, but anyways, great little book. It actually even opens up, which is pretty cool. Then moving on, we have a nice little broom and kind of like cooking place right here with the furnace. And then here we have a nice little area where you can write books. Basically, that book goes right here. Let's just stick it in there so you guys get the full idea of what that kind of looks like. There's so many little pieces, so every time I tip this over, pieces fall. And then in the far right, you guys can see there's a little letter there, a little bottle for drinking. And then one of my favorite areas of the set, there's the dinner table. So just great looking. It can actually seat 6. In fact, let's just have all the minifigs on the table so you guys can kind of see what that looks like. And here we have them all at the table. So just great looking. I mean, if you guys seen the movie, that just perfectly replicates kind of what's going on. Food's everywhere. The dwarves are eating everything. Just great job. The other thing I wanted to point out just quickly is this top does come off completely, which doesn't really need to, but LEGO, you know, they felt the need that, you know, if you could take it off, you could have better playability, and I'm on board for that. I mean, I don't really think it was necessary, but I'm not going to fault it either. I think that maybe is a good idea. But yeah, anyways, this is the set itself. Now let's get into the very detailed minifigs. All right, so here we have 3 of the 6 minifigs. So I'm just going to get these out, the names out as quickly as I can. We have Balin, we have a Buffer, and we have Bumber. So most similar names you could possibly get. They all start with B's. Very, very confusing. But as you guys can see, they're very, very detailed looking minifigs. So first off, we'll start with Balin. So as you guys can see, he has a nice little torso, nice face. He kind of looks like a dwarf Santa Claus, honestly. The funny thing about him though is I just wanted to center in on him a little bit. Oh, I don't know why I thought that. Yeah, so he has an angry face and he has a happy face. So they kind of started in 2012 giving you dual molded, or not dual molded, but double faced minifigs. And he has a nice little back torso as well. So nice looking minifig. Let's now move on, and a nice little cape. These guys are all have material capes, which is pretty cool. Moving on, we have the middle minifig, which is Bofer. So very nice looking. I just want to center on some of the things. As you can see, he has a whole bunch of stuff. It almost looks like he has a ball of yarn on his torso, which is interesting. And then he has a happy face, very cool looking hat. And then on the other end, he has an angry face, so he's ticked off right there. Another nice little cape, back torso printing as well, lots of detail. And then on the far right, we have Bumber. Now, what I really like about him is they tried to give the impression that he's fat. And how they kind of did that is his torso. So as you can see, his torso sticks out, and it's just his hat, basically. So let's just take this off. He actually has a very similar face to Balin, but I love that they incorporated a big gut. He also has back torso printing. And then as you can see, he has a happy face and a happy face. So this was the minifig I actually thought was really funny, is he's just happy all the time. His back face is happy, his front face is happy. He's just a happy, jolly, fat dwarf. So very cool. These are the 3 minifigs. Let's now get into the final 3. And these names are a little bit easier to know. And the characters, yeah, it's just, they don't all start with B's. So we have Gandalf the Grey on the far left. We have Bilbo Baggins. And then we have Dwalin, which is even easier to remember since his name doesn't start with a B. So I'll just give you guys a 360 view of these guys. Let's just start off on Gandalf the Grey. So what's interesting about him, he doesn't have a back face printing. As he takes him off, he does have back torso printing. Nothing too crazy, just looks like basically a little pouch that he can carry around. You know, as just looking at the little rope bit that's basically around his shoulders. And then I'll just give you a little bit better view of his face and torso. So it's just basically an old face. And then his torso, a little bit better view of his torso. Nothing too crazy about Gandalf. He was a very popular minifig. He was in a lot of sets. Let's now take a look at Bilbo Baggins. And yeah, he's probably one of the simplest minifigs. He does have a back face, which is obviously he's sad on the one end. And then on the front, he's happy. So nice looking minifig all in all. Then we'll move to Dwaylen. So Dwaylen obviously is very, very detailed. Just right from the get-go, we can see, I noticed he doesn't have back face printing, but he does have like basically a tattoo around the back of his head. He also has back torso printing. So let's just take this guy apart a little bit to give you guys an idea. So there's back torso printing. I'll also show you guys kind of what his torso looks like a little bit more without the beard. So just a lot of detail. I love, he's like the most armored dwarf. I mean, his torso, all these belts, very sturdy. It looks like he almost has a little bit of armor on there. So very cool looking dwarf. I'll just take off his cape so you guys can get a better view of the torso. Love that it's kind of like he has a fur coat on. That's why you can see right here where it has basically what looks like a top of a fur coat. And then here's his face without the beard. And as you can see, it's very scarred up. So he's obviously gone through 1 or 2 fights. But yeah, very cool looking minifigs. Now let's get into the end of the review and get my
Well guys,
thoughts.
that was my review. Do hope you enjoyed it. Honestly, this set's so great. I love the the area where they have the dinner table. I love all the maps. I love all the, there is a lot of stickers in this set, but they just add so much to it. This is like a Yoda's hut on steroids. Like, I love any of the little sets that kind of get really detailed into their little homes. And this one does that, but just does it better than almost any other set I've seen it do. But let me know what you guys think. Do you maybe think I'm overrating this set or not? Do you see any areas it can improve on? Do you possibly own it? I just personally think it's a great set. I think they kind of thought about everything, and they didn't make this set too ridiculously large. Like, there's no bedrooms or anything, but all the areas that you want to see in this scene in the very first Hobbit movie, you get them. Like, it got everything. The garden in the front, the minifigs are super detailed. I just honestly love this set. It's a fantastic set. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. But if you like the video, leave it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing. And click that bell so you're notified for any future sets that I do from the Lord of the Rings wave or the Hobbit or just LEGO in general. I just like doing reviews about LEGO. But yeah, that's all I got for you today again, but take care and I'll catch you on the next one.